What's up there? Well, if you found the show at this point in time and you're hearing this, this is about 13 minutes before we're gonna start. So I guess you could call this the pre-show. So just hang out. If you're watching a recorded or something like that, then you can skip forward the 13 minutes and skip this if you want. But otherwise, just hang out and we'll start here in a minute. Last minute preparations. This show might not go quite as well as I would like. But it's been a very, very busy week. So just haven't been time. Oh, I'm tired. Yeah. Work's been really busy today or this week. Which is why I haven't had as much time to prepare. And it's also the reason I'm tired. We're been working the normal IT job, and then also getting ready to put on play production. I'm helping with that. I gotta run lights and stuff, and so been some long, late nights. So it's been kind of rushed. Also, because next week, I'll say something again about this at the end of the show. Lost my train of thought. But next week we've got dress rehearsals all Monday through Thursday, and then shows Friday through Sunday. So I'm not exactly sure when or if there'll be a show next week. I'm hoping to be able to get it squeezed it in. Maybe have a short show, maybe shorter than normal. Because of that, what I said last show won't be really true because I don't think we're gonna really get to the server thing. And then 2 weeks, and so, um, but that'll be next week. I'm not sure. Week after that, because we don't have the dress rehearsals early in the week, we'll have the show early on Thursday, and I'm working on swinging in a pretty awesome guest for that week. So I think it'll be a good show. Uh, Caffeine coursing through my veins. About 9 minutes till the show starts. Someone's gonna get some things ready. So yeah, so 2 weeks from now, you won't have to listen to just me. Hopefully, we'll convince them to come on the show, because that'll be a lot of fun. But yeah, so next week, not sure whether it'll be the show or not. Week after that, possible guest. And then we'll probably finish up part 2 of this topic that we're doing this week. So 3 weeks from now, hopefully. So I think that'll be beginning first week of February. But yeah, trying to get some things going, lined up. But yeah, busy week this week. That's why the show is late. If you hadn't picked that up yet, I had to have time to get back and go. Actually, I can do this. Go to Chick-fil-A. Yeah, awesome restaurant. If you get a chance and you have one nearby, go. If you haven't, and if you have, go again. um, but yeah, they're really good. So, but yeah, it's a really good restaurant. Not only is their food really good and made super fresh, high quality food, just great. Um, but they really run a restaurant the right way. Uh, very very good to their employees, great to their customers. I mean, just good all the way around. So yeah, support them. My little promo, I guess, was something. And no, they're not paying me at a dime for that. But yeah, Chick-fil-A, awesome. I got about 5 minutes until we'll Start the show. Rock it out. Have an awesome time tonight. But yeah, we'll start here. We'll start here in about 5 minutes. Oh, you know what? I think I forgot. I'm thinking that I forgot to do something. Oops. I think I forgot to update the website with a new live. So we will do this. We're gonna do this live. We're gonna change the live page live. That's really too much. Okay, let's see what this does. Let's see. It's not wanting to. I think I need to go back. See if we got this. The live control room. Nope, not there. I've done this before. It's like, where is this link? Like, normally, oh, maybe. Oh, I know where it is now. Just hit me. You go in here, you click this. I think this is what I want. Bingo. That's exactly what I want. Boom. There it is. Make sure this is up and running. There it is. Oh, I was like, what the world is that? And then it hit me. I know what that is. Okay, so now we got the live page updated, up and running. And guess what? It is time to start. Time to start. Time to rock and roll. Just let me quick shut this thing up. So that I don't get any more notifications sounds from Cody. Okay. Welcome to Pete's Tech Den, show number 4. Moving right along here. It's kind of crazy. 4. Next show will be show number 5. Wow. I don't know. Just kind of, I don't know. He kind of hits you. Sure, we'll look back at this and be like, wow, it was terrible. It was terrible in those first shows. But hey, you gotta start somewhere. So tonight, if you listen to last show, we're gonna be talking about servers tonight. In particular, we're gonna be talking about Tonedo, which is a free software for consumers that run a media server on. So we'll be doing that. And then I also want to take a little bit of time right here at the beginning and talk about some of the things, like probably my favorite thing I saw of the stuff I saw as I read about CES. I also said, if you want to, you can still send me what you thought what your favorite thing was. You can send it to me at pdennert@outlook.com. But yeah, the cool thing I saw was sure, was Intel came out with this. It's like a it looks kind of like a Chromecast or something like that, except it's a full blown computer with Windows 8.1 on it. Probably the biggest downside to it for me, but it looks pretty cool. Let me quick swing up. Let me pull up my screen so you can see it too. And as always, you have to remember, present to everyone. But yeah, so yeah, we had this it's the Intel stick. Looks pretty cool. I was just looking at it there, and it looks like it's got a USB port. That's kind of interesting. But yeah, so it's got a quad core 1.33 gigahertz Intel Atom processor, 2 gigs of RAM, and a 32 gig solid state drive storage. So pretty. I mean, it's not gonna have a lot of horsepower, but and most of the solid state drive is gonna be taken up by the operating system. But it does have Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. Okay, yeah, and it does have a full-size USB port, and it's got a micro SD card slot. So you can expand, get some uh, more storage. Um, huh. But yeah, it's 150 bucks. But I was just reading, should have read all the way at the bottom. It says that they're also going to come. They'll be out end of the first quarter, so probably March, end of March. Seem to be what it's expected. As it'll hit the end of March, they were going to come out with a Linux version, which I think would be the one I would be personally interested in. I feel like price-wise, it's getting closer to where you want it to be. That's the only thing downside to this thing is it's 150 bucks. Like, that's expensive. I mean, I know it's a miniature computer, so you're paying for things being miniaturized, but still. I don't know. It's like, for a little bit more, you can buy a full-size laptop. That's going to have a lot more horsepower than this. So it's just like, I feel like they're going to have to get this down further before it's really going to take off. Right now, it's kind of like, that's kind of a cool idea. Something to possibly compete with something like the Raspberry Pi. But I don't think it's quite to the point where it could really. Right now, really, its only advantage, for what I see, is that I think it has built-in Bluetooth, and then it's got Windows 8, which Raspberry Pi couldn't do. So, but on the other hand, the Raspberry Pi is like a third of the cost. Has I think the newest version has 4 times as many USB ports. Smaller version, or ones before older versions have twice as many. And then you also still have the HDMI out, and then you have audio out, and I mean, just overall, it's cheaper. I got an SD card slot in there. And I mean, unfortunately for that, I mean, you're pretty much gonna run Linux. So, but I feel like at this point, Raspberry Pi beats, especially the Linux version. I'm thinking probably if it's take off, they're probably gonna want to get it down to where the Windows version is like 100. I feel like that's a pretty reasonable. And then for the Linux version, I think you're gonna want something closer to 50. I think. I still think even for 50, I would go with the Raspberry Pi over this. I mean, that's just. But I mean, it's an interesting concept. You could bring an entire computer to your TV. You could bring an entire computer in your pocket. And I guess that's something you couldn't necessarily do without. I mean, you could do that with the Raspberry Pi. You just have to, case, and that'd be a little bit bulkier. so you might throw it in your backpack, kind of a thing. But we'll see. We'll see where this goes. But yeah, so that was probably my favorite thing. I mean, there was a lot of stuff from, you know, robots to new Synology, 4K TVs, wearables, all kinds of stuff. But of all the different things, I thought that looked like the coolest. With definitely some potential, but it definitely seemed like it's something meant to try to compete. I mean, some ways it's meant to, I think, compete with the Chromecast, and Fire TV. Although not really. I don't know. It's kind of that idea of that small computer, like that you can take with you. It's more in line with the Raspberry Pi. I just don't think the price point is where it needs to be to really take off. So, but like I said, we'll see. 'Cause it could be that maybe the Windows 8 is the kicker. Maybe that we'll call it. But Raspberry Pi has gone crazy. But yeah, so yeah, that's my favorite thing. Shoot me an email and we'll talk about your favorite thing. But yeah, the rest of tonight is tornado. So super, super cool stuff. But let's get this rocking. Let's get ready to rock and roll. So, kind of the cool thing about Tornado, to kind of start off, is that, um, well, I mean, literally just today, like I was checking my email, like hour ago, and got this email from Tornado. It's like, okay, that's kind of interesting. Like the day I'm going to talk about it, I get an email from them. It's like, God was working in this, maybe. I don't know. But they decided the consumer version of their software free. They're making all the features free, everything. It's like, oh yeah, awesome. So that's completely free. I was like, whoa, nice. Again, they also have an enterprise version, which, as you might expect, is paid. You have to pay. But yeah, so this. Let's pull up just that window. This is our website. I mean, they have you have the actual server software, and then you've got apps that you can put on mobile devices. I think they just have iPhone, iPad, Android. Oh, and they do have it for the Windows Phone and BlackBerry. So, I mean, pretty much all the major operating systems. Don't think the only one I think that's operating system is mobile operating system that's out that it wouldn't cover is Samsung's that just recently came out. Yeah, they're making the break from Android. But yeah, so they got your mobile apps. And then you have sync clients, which are basically you kind of it's kind of like Dropbox, OneDrive, Google Drive, pretty much all the most of the major uh, cloud services out there have that ability to where you can set up a file on any computer, and you set it up, and then it'll automatically sync to your cloud. And so they have that. We'll talk a little about that later. And then they also have a drive client. It looks like it's just for Windows for mounting. It's like if you had your Tornado directly on your Windows, then mounting them to your Windows. But yeah, they got a lot of cool features. Um, let's see. If but yeah, pretty simple on how it works. Basically, just download it, install it, create your Tornado account, on the first startup, and then boom, you're ready to go. Really simple to set up. But yeah, here's a list of features. You get unlimited remote access. You get secure SSL access. There's no file size limits. There you can see it supports the iPhone, iPad, Android, BlackBerry. Okay, it's Windows Phone 7, so I guess not 8 yet. You can stream music. You can live stream videos. You can view photos. You can share via browser or mobile apps. You can do password protected shares. You can do public shares. You can do guest accounts. You can do unlimited number shares. You can do web share pro application. You've got the Tornado. You can mount your Tornado drive on Windows and mount a web DAV. You can keep single folders in sync between multiple computers. You can allow sync with guest accounts. You can also do unlimited. You can automatically back up all your photos and videos from your iPhone, your iPad, Android phone, tablets, and just boom, automatically sync it. It's like over here, I've got it going on my phone. But yeah, so that's super nice. You can there's automatic media organization. It's just awesome. You can brand it. Um, Product customization. You get your own domain. You get your own SSL certificates. You can run it as a DLNA media server. You can run it as a Windows service. And the price is awesome. Free. I mean, you can't beat it. So that's what we got here. Now, I've got it running on a Linux box because I didn't want to set it up on a Mac because I wanted to have it on a computer I could just leave running all the time, and I didn't really want to do that with my Mac. Plus, I wanted it to not have to worry about whether it was on or not and that kind of stuff. So I have it running on a Linux box. It's actually an old computer. It's got like 2.8. It's got a 2.8 gigahertz quad 4 or Pentium 4 processor. and I think it has a couple gigs of RAM in it. Let me check this. And it's got like a 80 gig hard drive in it. And then I've got a bunch of external drives plugged into it to give it actual enough space. Oh, it's got one and a half gigs. It's got a PTD4 CPU in it. It's got Intel graphics. It's 32-bit OS. So not a super heavy duty computer but it runs beautifully. But it's super easy to install. For 32-bit Linux, you just get a .deb Debian file. You just double click it. It opens up in the what is it called? Ubuntu. For me, it was Ubuntu Software Center. And you just click install, and boom, you're done. And then next thing you're doing is you open it up. For Mac, it's just a drag and drop. It looked like from when I downloaded, it looked like the 64-bit. Maybe it's a little bit. It was a little bit harder to install. Was I looking at that? Oh, I think it was on my Linux box. Wasn't in my Linux. It was at my work computer. It's like, where was I seeing this? Too many computers to keep track of. But yeah, so with 64-bit, it takes a little bit of okay. It's a little bit harder to do with a 32-bit. See if I can pull this up. I can just go down to downloads. But you basically have to do some stuff in terminal. It's pretty simple though. But yeah, because you basically have to go and create the directory that you're going to install it in. And then in terminal, you take the more I look at this, it looks like you basically just have to unzip the files, drop it in the directory, and then start it. It's basically what their instructions are. So it's a little bit harder, but it's still fairly simple with that. And then because so you can run it on your Windows, you run it on Mac, you run it on the Raspberry Pi, you can run it on Linux with 64 and 32-bit. You can run it on the QNAP NAS, although it's only the x86 models. You can run a portable version of it for Windows, where you're running it off of a USB stick. It's kind of interesting. Oh, and excuse me. Oh my goodness. I almost did this again. Ha! Almost had a episode 2 flashback. Laptop battery almost died again. I will learn. I will learn one of these days. Laptop, plug it in before this podcast. But yeah, so you can sell it on a lot of different things. For kind of, for cheap. If you're going cheap, you know, old Linux is probably the best. Especially for like me, where you just want a computer where you can just leave it up and you're using like an old computer. If you throw Linux on there, it's a lot lighter of an operating system than Windows or Mac, really. I mean, sure, I could be able to throw. But then you can just kind of throw it off there and let it run. But so let's get to. I want to get back to. I want to show you basically where I look at some of the install. So be pretty simple. Welcome to the never-ending hangout. Fun. But yeah, like I said, for the Mac, just a drag and drop. But yeah, not a whole lot to do it. And boom, installation is done. That's how simple. I mean, just boom. And here it comes. I keep doing this. I keep downloading these apps, these programs from the web, and they don't have. They can't be identify the developer. Because of that, my security blocks it. This is up and going. Yes, we have success. And pretty much it just opens it up in a web browser. So it looks something like this. And basically, this is all the setup you go have to do. You choose a language, you choose your account name, which whatever your account name is going to be, it's going to be, you're basically creating what your dynamic DNS is going to be. Because it's basically going to be whatever your account name is, and then it's going to be .tonedoid.com. And then creating your password, and then email, and let me scroll. I guess not too important. But yeah. So then you'll do the install. I mean, that's all. That's all. Install is done. Fairly simple. So now, once you've done that, that's pretty much all your setup there. And then once you get through that, you'll get to, I'm going to show you now via this will be from my Linux. Okay. Pardon the mini player from iTunes, but it's blocking out my information so you don't know what my URL is. Although, there. Basically, this is what it looks like. You've got you can just browse user straight files. This is just going to show you what's basically our file structure from your computer up in the very top. You can set it up. I will. There. Whatever. So if you click on your music, you got that. As you can see, you can have. Just get rid of this. It's not gonna be. You can have your albums. You look at your songs, artists, genre. Some. And basically, this is. See, should have. Yeah, see here. You can see my photos. And then I don't have any videos. Then you can create shares. You look at recent files recently accessed. You got favorites. You got your music player, which you can access and create playlists. So here I've got one for Rich Mullins. You've probably seen Rich Mullins. You can add songs to this from here. So you can go, hey, I think you can, here you can go play, queue all songs, play all songs. And then you pop over your player and then you just say, boom, save current play queue as a playlist. You can choose your streaming quality, how you want that. Then you can look at synced files, syncing synced files. This is the spot where you can set up your UPnP and DLNA, whether you want that activated or not. And I think there's apps. It's not a whole lot. Basically, this is all of right now. Media server, the media, the UPnP, the DLNA. You have the web shares, web share pro, search, explore, sync. Pretty straightforward. So as you can see, it's pretty. by far not very many, not a ton of features, but the features that they do have currently are very, very well refined, very done, very nicely. Here, we'll skip that. Basically, you just see all your information. Here, you can say, you can, set up your, it's just handling your account, password, display name, email, and for remote login, you can have like a remote login, additional, like a question for additional security. You change where the user data is stored, language. You can switch to a different account. And then your network, you can set it up. Stuff, whether you want to be able to, how you want it set up. I mean, whether it's like behind a WAN or, enabling your network, enabling remote access, enabling remote admin, new account creation, remote deletion, kind of stuff. Basically allowing you to do stuff remotely. How you want to access folders. Here's a cool thing. Indexed. You can add indexed folders. Because right now I've got one here where I can tell it what to index. I just say this one. That's where my music is. So index music. And here's one that I've got photos in. So I just say just index the photos. You can tell it to enable the camera uploads, which this is for your mobile device camera backups, and you tell it where to save it on the computer. Here's files to ignore. You can enable iTunes playlist import. I don't know why. Apparently, I can't do that at the moment. Yeah, the log and then the about. And that's basically the extent of it. I mean, this is very much a straightforward media server. Boom, that's what it wants to be. And I mean, it does it very well. I've been really amazed at how well like the music player works. Because I pulled it up in the web browser and listened to it at work on our college network. Tonight I decided on my way back, it's like I should quick run a test and see how this runs on a cell network. And so I was running it here in Omaha, Nebraska on the Sprint network, and it ran fine. It's kind of interesting. I just cranked it up, stuck it in my pocket, and rocked out to some tunes on my way home. But yeah, it'll be kind of interesting to see what apps they add in the future. But yeah, music player works great, even on mobile devices. But what's great is, let's see if I can pull this back to the camera. Let me pull this up. On the mobile app, you can set it up with a little like security lock if you want a little bit extra security. But then choose what kind of information you want to like access, and you can access your server And then you basically can access everything, your files, your music, your photos, all your photos, your videos, and everything. And what's great is if say you had multiple of them, you can actually set it up with multiple to connect to multiple. Kind of interesting. But you can have your application lock is really, and then you set up what you want your downloads folder. But I think, let's see if I can do this. Say I want to. Yeah, when I get it here, pull the file here, I can share it. Via all the normal share things. Um, I can. I don't know. I can create a share link. I can download it, and then I can open it up in other applications. And it's really a nice app. And it's like you've got all that in the palm of your hand, everywhere you go. It's like, it's kind of like having it's like similar to like an Amazon Cloud Player, except the only thing that limits how many songs you can put up there for free is the size of your hard drive in your server. And like, um, I mean, and you don't have to have. You don't have to have great upload speeds. I'm running. I think I have got about 900K in upload speed, and still, I've got I got a roommate and stuff. So, if you want to meet him, you just gotta go back to episode 1. But yeah, so that's super nice. And then of course, so the syncing. When you set up the one annoying thing. Okay, I want to see if I can change this. But the one thing that just annoys me is that like the sync folder has to be in one place, as far as I can tell. I should have gotten this download first. It's like it's got to be in this one place, and you can say, I want this other folder to be my sync folder. Like I wanted to set it up so that it would sync my iTunes music to my folder here, the folder on a server that was indexing music, so that it would just keep the two the same. But it's like I was like, yes, iTunes music, make that my music, make that my sync folder. And it's like, are you sure you want to do this? Because it's gonna have to move it. It's like, why? Why? It doesn't make any sense. So I'm gonna see. So open up. Pulling it up. Might as well show you this because I mean, it's basically the same kind of thing. Okay. I mean, it's a similar kind of thing to the installing the other thing. Where it's just basically a drag and drop. So you got your tornado sync here. And you just drag it and drop it. And then I already have one there, so I'm just going to tell it to replace it. I want to see if I can fix this. So there, it's in there, and then all you have to do is you know what this? Oh, it let it through. It let tornado sync through. I didn't think it was going to make it. So up to you. So yeah, so basically, this is your menu. You go to settings. Oh, there you are. Not. That's it. Where is my... there it is. Change location. And then... And you're like, okay, that's fine. I just want to make this my location. And it's like, this will move the sync folder and all files inside of it from its current location into the... I think I misread this. It's moving the current folder to this folder. But I don't want it. It's like I want it to sync the... Huh. So if I say change location, I don't want it quite going as far as I want. say here. Okay. Say yes. And then I say, hey, say open sync folder. I think I've got this now. See, that was my attempt to try to use a alias, shortcut to get it over there. So I guess that's not quite as bad as I thought. But I still would like to get it. So I get confused because I moved the folder manually. I still would like to get it so that that it would the sync folder would be music. Because I'm not sure whether I can. Because I think in iTunes I could. But yeah, that'll have to be something I mess around with. But yeah, so it would be nice if they could get it to where you could say, "This is my sync folder. I want you to sync music, the music folder," rather than saying, "This is where I want the sync folder. I want the sync folder, the Tenio sync folder, inside of this folder." But I guess it wasn't. I had a different problem with it, not the one I originally thought. Or I thought you had to have the sync folder in an exact location. But instead, it's you can move the sync folder around, but it has to be called Tenio sync. It has to be that folder. It's like, really? But hopefully they get that fixed soon. But all in all, I mean, it's a great piece of software, and I mean, really flexible. I mean, within which what you know, it's not tied to a specific operating system. Um, but um, really nice. Had a lot of. It's worked really well for me. Is I mean, that's the fact of the matter is it worked. I mean, it pretty much worked from day one. Super easy to set up. That's I mean, uh, in a few weeks we'll talk about another option, another free option called a Mahi. But that's for another time. But I felt like this one was like they didn't they didn't try to do they didn't pack it. They didn't have a ton of features in there. They had a few, but those few features work extremely well. They're very much a finished product. Um, and really are doing a good job providing a very simple, very easy uh, setup. And I mean, you can set it up really easily, and then it's really easy to do the things you want to do. I should show you some. When you get to the okay, let me pull my Danito back up. One thing you can do is so we've talked about you can just straight browse through your files. Just pull the web page back up. Let's just go with this. Um, come on. There we go. You can just straight browse through your files by just you gotta click on it. You just straight browsing through them. Get your synced files. Just straight browsing. You can look through. You can go by music, photos, videos. You got your recent. You got your players synced files. But you can create these shares. And you can do all kinds of different things with them. First of all, you have to select what do you want to share, which is pretty simple. So I'm just gonna click this. I'm gonna say select. I'm gonna say create, and then you've got this. You get this link that you can put up and share. Um, anywhere. And then you click these options, you go to these advanced options, and you can literally put this link up on like on Facebook, on Twitter, email it to somebody, and then click on the link and see the files in that folder. You can set it up as to be viewed as a photo gallery. You can have it expire or not expire. You can allow anyone to see it, so it's not, or you can make it able to be used, allowed by select users, and then you can create basically user accounts for that specific share. And you can say allow to view or allow to upload or both. Which is, I mean, just a lot of. You can set the whether you want the upload unlimited or limited. And you can say I only want these size of files there. And then of course you can update it. And then once you have that, and then see if I can. Where did I put this? Oh, it's at the top. And then you can click here. No, that's not where I want to click. If you just click on it, you see you can get back to manage. You can get remove. You can set it up as a web dev email open share. You can set it. You can get. You basically take this and you enter it in, and you can basically set it up as a network drive. So it's got. It basically has. Basically has NAS capabilities, which is really nice. But yeah, that was one thing I kind of skipped over. I think, and then of course you can also remove it, which I don't want that created. Okay, but you got media. I also kind of wanted to add. No, I don't want to. Where did, oh, right here. See, you can just select that, and I got an email. You probably could hear that, I would imagine. So boom, those pictures should be available, I would think. But yeah, it's just like it works the way it belongs. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see what kind of apps that come out. But yeah, it's got everything there. You got to get started, install your desktop apps, your mobile apps, settings. That's what I showed you here. You basically got your status information, which is going to show you when everything is online and like all your information. I don't want to show you mine, but yeah, that would be it. That's really it. I mean, it really works well. And really, kind of the nice thing is you can. I mean, basically, set it up. You set up your server. You do that first install, and the first setup where you're setting up, your account name and your password and entering your email and language. You do that first initial setup. You put in the servers on the network. Boom, and you're done. And then you can just say goodbye to that server. I mean, you can basically just stick it off wherever you want. And then you can do all the other configurations and stuff that you want to do with it remotely. I mean, you don't even have to be in your apartment. You can do it anywhere, or apartment or house. You don't have to be within the same network. You can do all that configuration elsewhere, which is super nice. And it just works. That's the best part. Is it just works. But yeah, so that's Tornado. As you can tell, I really like it. I'm really excited to see where they go. Hopefully, they'll add some more features. The one thing I'd heard, but I haven't gotten it to work, is you're supposed to be able to Tornado to work. It's supposed to work with Time Machine. I mean, everything I read was that it was supposed to work. And it sounded like it was supposed to work just pretty much straight out of the box, straight out of the install. But I haven't gotten it to work. So that's one downside. But hopefully I can figure that out. And later episode, I'll tell you about that if I get it figured out. But yeah, so hoping to get some things set up with that, and then I'm hoping I can get it configured and set up, and I'll be working with my Mythboom 2. Right now, actually, I have Mythboom 2 working with my Mahi. Ironically, it's the same computer's running both. But yeah, we'll talk more about the Mahi in 3 weeks. 3 weeks is the plan. But I think it's pretty much gotten to the end. So I think this is we're gonna bring the show to a close. Sorry if I rambled a little bit or got distracted at times. But Tonito, I really like it. I think it does a great job. What it was meant to do. But yeah, super simple. It works. That describes it. But yeah, fun stuff. Okay, that's gonna be another show, and now we go to the post show, where I talk sometimes, and sometimes there's nothing really. It's not even any good. Then it gets chopped off. But I don't know. You should see what iTunes do. It's updating my library currently. So we'll see what happens with that. My email. Supposed discount on battery back. Except it's at the same price as it was before. The emails from eBay. Discounted. The price. It's the same price it was 2 days ago. And the week before that. And the week before that. And the week before that. It's like, did you forget what the meaning of discount was or what? But I think my roommate's back. So I think we're just gonna call it a wrap. Bring the show to an end. Well, the post show. Where is he back? I don't know. But I think we're gonna bring it to a close, because I don't got anything to talk about. Not much of a post show to talk. It's downloading an item. Oh, and iTunes. this just do? I just want to know what in the world this thing do. Ah, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna tell it. I'm gonna tell it to. I need to tell Teneo Sync to change location. There's multiple tornado sinks. No, that's where I want it. This is the one I don't want. What I basically want is I want to get rid of this one. Move that to trash. And then I'm gonna rename. Try to see if I can trick it. What happened? Oh, that's why. Oh, this is gonna drive me nuts. Gotta get this figured out before I go crazy. This is what the post show is. Crazy. Okay, now we can change. Okay, I'm gonna stop trying to trick it, and I'm just going to deal with it. Why did the sync change? Oh, it's because I deleted that. Ah, stupid. I may have to redo this. It's getting mad at me because the sync folder. I don't want to change location. I want to open the sync folder. Oh, this is gonna drive me nuts. I don't know. It's just it really helps when you type in the right information. Why? Why won't you change the stupid location? I'm probably just gonna do. I'm just gonna have to. I'm just gonna have to go out and reinstall it. Well, I'm gonna do that later. We're gonna call this the end officially of the post show. Goodbye. Next week, possibly next week. Hopefully we will. But if there's anybody out there following, and you want to watch live, live is always fun. Just let me know. I should see if just out of the question whether we had, or was that? I can see the comments. I should check. Let's quick check to see if we have any comments before I bug out. No, we don't. That's okay. So long till we meet again.